T-N-I-T-E.
That's what I said.
You didn't. You said T-N-I.
You stop putting words in my bloody mouth, you bird.
What?
You put words in my mouth, you fucker.
You know Dad's just come out of his bedroom.
Moving downstairs,
Flair. I got 2 phones.
one for the bitches and one for the dough.
I got 1 pony.
Whoa.
And I ride it every day to work.
That's because you get
Ding! Brooklyn's just got a message. How did I know? I don't know one. Hot Ashley!
Hotel Ashley.
Yeah, Big Shack. Big Shat. I think Big Shat shat in his pants. That's where he got his name from. I think I shat my pants. Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old days when it used to be me, you, Brendan and John just playing Black Ops 3?
And
If I
Jack.
install it again,
And
we
Jack,
can
yeah.
play it with him tomorrow.
Eyes are burning, right, Brooklyn?
Hey Josh.
Yep.
We'll have the new maps and everything.
That's the Malik.
I remember the way our friendships all broke up. We were like having an argument discussing where either Britain or Ireland was better.
Wait, if I start to use
Yeah, I know.
you won't have any of our DLC weapons.
And then and they kept saying,
Reese.
I know, I'm listening.
You won't have DLC weapons.
Okay, I'm not playing it. And then Brooklyn, the thing is though, right, you was the first one that get kicked out of it.
Reese has a chest.
Like you was the first one who like wouldn't play with us.
There's a chest literally up top.
It was me, Jack, and Brennan used to just be playing, and then you just disappeared for some reason.
That's because his account got hacked.
That face.
Yeah, your account got hacked, so you disappeared, didn't you?
Yep.
Where?
Down that hole.
That's not up top.
There.
That's not up top.
Up there, he's up top and down there.
That you are so stupid of giving him your account because he said he could get you free games.
Wait. Big chat.
Is that how it all happened, Brooklyn? You tried getting free games?
This guy is
So stupid.
That was so. I bet you thought that was the worst move ever.
And then he changed the password, the guy. And he lost his account.
I want to hear Brooklyn's voice, so I'm just going to watch the live stream. You got Joseph Terry Vlogs watching. He says hi, hello. You got to give him a shout out, you know.
Hi, Joseph. I didn't see you there. I was too busy. We're in a game.
Hey, Joseph,
Do
how
you
you
even
doing?
have a fucking RPG in your high explosives?
Oh no, I don't have an RPG right now. I can't find one. But oi, the last game, yeah. Guess what?
What?
I got screwed over because these 2 people took my houses. So I went to this lorry, went in the back of it, got an RPG. Went outside, right? Hid on a mountain, killed all 3 of them, right? And then I saw someone else at Fetal Fields, I started shooting him. I took him down, then I forgot to heal, and I shot a little bit too close to me and took 20 damage off me, which ended up killing me for some reason. Because I only had 20 health left.
Dual high explosives?
Yeah, 1 minute, I'm just in a game.
Yeah, leave your game because you don't have an RPG. It's shit when you don't have an RPG.
No, I'm not leaving my game. This is like the best game in the world. I'm in a war with someone with an RPG who just killed me. Alright, I'll play with you now.
RPG.
Power boy, sucks to the best to
Oh, there's a guy behind you.
I died. I'll join you now, Josh.
Tell Brooklyn to go.
Can you wait for me for like 1 minute? Because that's when my mission ends.
Yeah, of course we can wait for you, Brooklyn.
Tell him to leave.
Of course we can wait for you,
I'm
broccoli.
playing safe.
Oi, that's not as bad. Brooklyn and Broccoli's not as close. My friend's called Callum Blockley. Not Broccoli, Blockley. And I called him Callum Broccoli. I called him Callum Broccoli.
Stop buying things.
In our Snapchat thing, our Snapchat group, and he got really annoyed, and he started calling me because. What the hell are you doing?
I didn't mean to.
Hi, Reese. Instead of calling you Reese, I'm gonna call you Rice. Rice,
Yeah,
rice, baby.
he kept going rice in a field because my second name's Fielding and my first name's Reese, right?
Rice, Phil, man.
And I went, oh well, at least I don't eat them with salad, like broccoli. And I kept annoying him, and he just kept getting annoyed and more annoyed. And then the next day he kind of fell out with me, and I was riding up to school with my friends, right? And he was there, right, when we was riding up to school.
Tell Joseph it's not
and he kicked.
Wait, hang on. He's saying can I call you on Snapchat?
No, you can't because my brother's phone's dead, Joseph.
No, tell him I'm turning it on.
He's turning it on now anyway. Okay. Anyway, right, so me and my friends were riding up to school, true story. He kicked my dad's bike tyre, which is a Carrera, expensive bike, right? Yeah. So I kicked his back tyre, and he's like getting right annoyed. And my friend Niall stopped it with his scooter deck. He kind of, right? And then he was riding up, right? And he stopped, and I went past him, and I stopped because my friend was on a scooter, my other friend, who stopped us arguing, right? And he rid past and kicked my tyre. And then he stopped in middle of the road, so I rid past him, booted his tyre and his bike went flying. And then he got off and he walked up to me as if he wanted to proper fight me. He grabbed me like that and I grabbed him like that with my two fingers down his finger. Dug his tie in, Brendan. I dug his tie into his neck, because we have clip-on ties. I dug it into his neck and he got right annoyed. And then when I pushed him, away, he got right annoyed with me. And he was, the whole way up to school, his face was just like the most annoyed looking face in the world. And his face was just red, bright red.
Was he like, fuck off, you bitch?
Yeah, and he was getting really annoyed, he even rid off. He rid away from us both. Yeah, and then the next day at school he said sorry because he knew he'd beat me up. I mean, he knew I'd beat him up, so he said sorry. Who is this?
It's Joe. Joseph.
Let me see you.
No, he's my friend.
I want to see the thing. I want to see the thing.
No, he's my friend.
No, he's not my friend. Oh my God, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Are you almost done yet? Guys.
Save the way free tomorrow. Well, save the way is free tonight.
Whoever's watching this, I'm sorry about the wait. We're gonna be here about a minute. Cause can. But if any of you want to skip the video, if you want to skip the video until the thing, if you're not a true fan, then you can do that. I don't care. But if you're a true fan, just stay and wait. We'll carry them talking. Oh look, Brooklyn's there anyway. Let's play.
This is gonna be stories.
It's story time whilst playing Fortnite. It's story time while playing Fortnite. There we go.
Let's have that game.
Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
We'll play tomorrow on live stream.
Guys, let's have that game where like one of us starts like I start.
Alright,
once and then somebody else is upon.
Oh yeah, time. Right, yeah.
Let's go. Okay, yeah.
Right.
Let's have it.
So it'll go Josh, Brooklyn, me, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay, yeah, boys, we're gonna be playing Fortnite.
Yeah, I know you can.
Brooklyn.
Okay, Brooklyn, say it upon. Once.
Yeah.
Upon.
A.
Yeah, what
Time.
There.
Was.
A.
Cunt.
A what?
A cunt.
Alright, and.
Okay, yeah.
And he
was
A.
My room's a mess.
Oh my God.
because
He.
There's Reese. There's my TV and PS. There's my controller and my bed.
like
There's my
Brooklyn.
There's my other part of the floor. There's my wardrobe. And here's my cabinet.
is
A.
food or many trees. Whatever.
Hey, I'll go
Full
PS4
stop.
first.
We ended this. What's it called? Story time. Now let's have a thing where the stories are real.
Huh?
Okay.
We got to put for phone.
Oh yeah, we do. Yeah,
Okay,
downstairs we do.
I'll start. It was a night like tonight, and this guy was in his house. This guy was in his house babysitting.
Right, guys. Right.
This is a true story. She was in her house babysitting a child, and in every second she walked up to the mirror. She looked out, and there was a girl outside.
What?
And the baby started crying. The baby started crying, and then she said she wanted an ice cream, and then the baby fucking. And then when she got
Guys, let's do the
started crying again, and then she said she wanted.
Guys, I'm sorry about it being so loud right now.
And then the last time, when she got the flakes, the baby stopped crying.
Guys, let's go here. Someone
I looked at the mirror.
Hello.
The girl outside wasn't out on the road. She was always behind her. And the reason why the baby stopped crying is because she was killed.
Oh wow.
Very scary.
Okay, this is a true story, yeah? Right?
Yeah. Let me say mine.
Alright, Brooklyn, you do yours.
Yeah. Brooklyn's.
On any night like tonight, it would be in Ireland, raining and stormy.
Yeah.
There was this man who lived in a lighthouse, like one that's near a beach, and he had 3 daughters, and he sent him to bed.
So what's what?
And also the man enjoyed doing puzzles, so he came home with a puzzle. Well,
Brooklyn, you're fucking creeping me out.
And then after he sat down, and
this is scary.
he opened the puzzle.
No, it's not. It's not really scary. I'm kidding.
Yep.
So he created his own puzzle.
Yeah. And when he got home, he opened it. Yep. So then after he opened it, he started doing it, and he did the first half. It said 1. Okay. And then he heard something. A screaming from one of his daughter's rooms.
I'm joking.
So he ran and went there.
Hang on, Brooklyn, pause the story.
When he finally got to his daughter's room, she was dead.
My phone's with
The man didn't feel sad. He just went back upstairs and continued with his puzzle.
What the flip?
He finished the second part of his puzzle. It said 2. He heard another scream. It was his other daughter.
Breaking!
I'm on my way.
It was his other daughter being killed. He ran to get her, but she was too late. He was too late.
7 days my birthday is.
Fail.
He was too late. So then he returned to the puzzle upstairs. He finished the final part of the puzzle, and it said 3.
My birthday will be in 7 days tomorrow.
He heard a tapping on the window. He turned around, and there was a clown at the window.
Oh my god.
There was a clown at the window. He looked back at the puzzle, and the puzzle had turned into the clown. He ran down to his 3rd and final daughter to find that she had already been killed.
What the I'm actually like shaking right now, Ish. I've got goosebumps.
Brendan, kick Matthew.
Yes?
Alright, I'll do this.
Creepy boy, that's fucking creepy boy.
That's creepy.
Brendan, kick Matthew.
I don't know.
I am.
You might want to kick me if I tell you another story.
Hang on. Hi, Ezzy Bear. I forgot to say.
Brooklyn, tell us another one.
Wait, hang on. No. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Okay,
No,
Brendan,
this is a really scary story, this.
Okay.
Right. So once upon a time, right? This is a true story, right?
Yeah.
There's this like woman thing, yeah?
Hey, it's my turn.
Oh, hang on, guys. I'll be back in.
What? It's him shouting
Okay,
out.
Close the door then.
Yeah, you say yours.
I'll tell you another story. At a night like this,
Yeah.
2 parents went out for dinner and left their 2 children with a babysitter.
Oh, I've heard
When
this
the
story
parents said
before.
they sat down and watched some TV, and there was reports of a crazy killer going around chopping up off people's legs. So then after that, the children got scared and she sent them up to bed. When they were laying in bed, they heard screaming from downstairs, so they barricaded their doors and did not let anything in or out.
With ties?
No, with their beds. Barricade the doors with their beds.
That's very smart.
Brendan.
With their beds. And then they started hearing something. Fud, fud, drag. Fud, fud, drag. Fud, fud, drag. The kids were getting even more scared as the sound approached them. Fud, fud, drag. Fud, fud, drag.
But that what the kid was saying. But that what the kid was saying. Fud, drag. Fud, drag.
Then about 5 minutes. Then about 5 minutes later, this noise stopped. Then after that, 2 hours later, their parents came home, and they knew it was they instantly knew it was them. They unbarricaded their doors and opened it to see that their babysitter had her legs chopped off, and she was dragging herself up to warn them that there was the killer.
What the hell, Brooklyn?
I know some messed up stories.
Brendan. Yeah.
Wait, is this like
Wait, what?
RPGs only?
I am
What the hell, Josh?
I took your only gun, man. I'm great.
Yeah, that's my damage trap. It's not even called a spike trap. It's called a damage trap now.
Yeah, I know, it's stupid, isn't it?
Because it actually doesn't kill you straight away.
Whereas in real life, I'm bloody down. Thanks to you. Whoever has that stupid snowball launcher.
My dad wants me.
Alright. Brooklyn.
What the hell?
Brooklyn.
Josh out. He's in the house. He's in the house.
Brooklyn.
Fud, drag, Brooklyn. Fud, drag.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Right, I've got to tell you a story. So anyway, right, this old woman was walking, right? And she started speaking to this woman, and she asked where she lived. So the woman said where she lived, and that she had 2 daughters, right?
Oh no.
And then this woman, she was super sketchy, right? And then, so this younger woman, who wasn't super sketchy, she went home, right? And her boyfriend was missing, right? So she kept trying to ring him and stuff, right? And something answered, right? And she said it sounded like that old woman that she was speaking to earlier, right? And then she looked to her like slidey door thing, right? There was nothing there, but there was tapping on that window. So she went upstairs and went in her daughter's bedroom, and she sat in there with her daughter. No, she sat with her daughters. She said, "Stay here, I'm going to get some water from the bathroom."
Can you not?
Right? And then, so she went to get the water from the bathroom. She came back, one of her daughters was dead on the bed, and the other one was gone. Right? So she went downstairs to ring the police. Right?
Who's that?
And then she went downstairs to ring the police. Anyway, I'm going to continue. I'm ignoring you, Brendan. Right? And then, so she rang the police. She looked at the door. Right? That old woman was stood there with her dead daughter's head in her hands, just holding her by her hair.
Why did he just kill the teammate?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. My dog had a nasty habit of scratching the door in the middle of the night.
Oh, fuck
One evening...
Root boy, stop this, man.
Stop. One evening, she wouldn't stop scratching the door for no reason. After calling her 5 times, I threw her towards the door to make her stop. That's when she barked from right beside me. She'd been next to me the whole time.
Oh my god, I'm actually shivering, man.
What? Okay, here's another one. When I was little, every night when the lights were turned off and I went to sleep, 2 dark forms would descend from the ceiling near the doorway into my room. They walked quietly up to my bed, and one stood on each side of my headboard, looking at me. I would cover my head with the blanket until one day I had the courage to tell my mother. She put a lamp in my room and told me to pray and ask them to leave. I sleep with the lamp on all the time, all the night to this day.
Continue, Brooklyn.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, stop telling stories. I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna go down the stairs and get something.
Alright, we'll wait for you.
Okay, let's tell more stories, Brooklyn. Your stories are more interesting.
Wait, Ezzy Bear.
Brooklyn.
Oh, she left. Alright, that's fine.
Is she a girl?
Yes.
Oh.
My brother's friend.
Okay, 1 minute. Oh crap, yeah, I forgot to return to lobby.
Anyway, Brooklyn, continue with these stories, man. I want to hear them. Come on, Brooklyn. Come on, Brooklyn. You're keeping my people in the stream.
On the morning of her birthday, Lucy's mother woke her up and told her a package had arrived in the mail, and it was addressed to her.
Oh, Jesus.
The girl hurriedly unwrapped the gift and was horrified at what she found inside. It was the most disgusting old doll she had ever seen. It was completely bald and its skin was cracked and caked in dirt.
Oh, I hate dolls. I fucking hate dolls.
The worst thing of all was its teeth. They were long, pointy, sharp, and beastly. They looked like animal fangs. With a shiver, she took the doll and threw it in the corner. Her mother scolded her, telling her someone had gone through a lot of trouble to send her this antique doll. Her mother told her she'd better appreciate it. Lucy tried to protest, but her mother would not listen. She forced the young girl to keep the doll, so to put it at Lucy's stuffed antique doll into the cupboard under the stairs behind a pile of shoes. She wouldn't have looked at the ugly evil thing. It was not until a few nights later, when Lucy was lying in bed, that she heard a noise shuffling around, which went above.
Do the worm.
Which went about for 5 more minutes. Then a brief dragging noise finally, then a brief dragging noise, and finally,
wait, do the worm.
Footsteps very fast.
Over you.
By now, Lucy was shaking in her bed with fear, unable to move. Then she heard a faint, raspy voice whispering quietly from downstairs. Lucy always slept with the door open and the landing light on, and as she was scared of the dark, she heard the voice say, "Lucy, I'm on the first step." Then loud scrabbling again, as whatever was speaking apparently turned tail and returned to the place of its hiding. Lucy was so scared that she didn't sleep a wink that night, but laid in fear until the break of dawn, when her mother got her up for school. Lucy tried to explain to her mother what had happened. Where are we going?
Guys, where are we going?
Keep telling us
Lucy tried to explain to her mother what happened the night before. But was so terrified when her mother passed it off as just a dream, she began to believe it might just be the case. Oh no. Of course it wasn't Lucy. Lucy begged her parents to let her throw the antique doll in the garbage, but they insisted that it was a present and she had to that she had to keep it. Wait, why am I only getting snowball launchers?
Josh, help me.
That she had to keep it.
So she had to keep it. She had literally no choice.
To keep it. So Lucy reluctantly went back to the bed, telling herself that it had only been a dream. She checked the cupboard under the stairs, but the doll was exactly where Lucy had left her. Okay. Okay, yeah. I've left her. Lucy! I'm on the 4th step, it said. Then it came...
I accidentally blew myself up.
Then came to scuffling noise, and the voice didn't occur that night. Lucy was crying by now, and again, she didn't sleep that night. And she didn't sleep that night.
Blow
1
it
minute.
up!
He's dead.
Boom!
And she didn't sleep that night.
Come on, Josh.
Can I make a whole house?
Josh, take him out. He killed me. Thanks.
What?
Brooklyn, you gonna continue?
Where the fuck are you? Shut up there.
Oh, Brooklyn, your story scared my views away.
Sorry. At school, Lucy told her friends about the doll, and of course they laughed at her. Lucy could only think if the doll was climbing 4 steps at a time, then there was only 1 more night to go. That night, Lucy shut her bedroom door. When her mother turned the light out, she asked why Lucy was no longer scared of the dark. Lucy replied that she was and could leave her light on instead of the hall light. But her mother pointed out that her bedroom light was so bright it would keep her away, and said no. Therefore, Lucy agreed just to sleep without a light. She opened the bedroom curtains instead to light the room a little. Anyway,
why would you open
just
the curtains?
as she began to doze off, and then the voice came very clear this time. Lucy, I'm on the top step. In the darkness of her bedroom, Lucy heard a clicking and trembling fear. She wasn't sure, but she thought she could see her bedroom door opening very, very slowly. The next morning, Lucy's parents found her at the bottom of the stairs. They guessed she had been on her way to the toilet during the night. On toilet night, and in the darkness, had slipped and fallen downstairs, breaking her. The next morning, Lucy's parents found her at the bottom of the stairs. They guessed that she had been on her way to the toilet during the night and slipped and fallen down the stairs, breaking her neck. The antique doll was found beside her body and was buried with Lucy. Everyone said what a tragedy it was. She loved that doll, said her mother, and now they can be together forever.
Oh, fuck off, you scary cunt. I bet you're Brooklyn, I bet you have scary stories run down.
No, I just got up on the internet. I found another one, yeah? You better survive, Josh. It happened in 2009 when I was 16 years old. One day I was walking home from school and I noticed that a new family had moved into the house at the end of my street. They were a young married couple and they had a little daughter who looked like she was around 6 years old. She wore a white dress, white socks and black shoes. Her hair was long her hair was long and black, and she was holding her doll in her arms. The doll had a white dress and long black hair as well. In fact, it almost looked exactly like a miniature version of the doll. Every day on the way home from school, I saw the little girl. She was sitting there outside her house, cradling the doll in her arms and watching me as I passed. There was something about the way she stared at me and stared at me, and the cold, dark look in her eyes. That really unnerved me. That at night I couldn't sleep. I was plagued by very strange dreams and woke up in a cold sweat. I only vaguely remember the dreams, but they all involved the girl with the doll. This time, on the night after night, the lack of sleep left me exhausted. There was an old lady who visited next door, and she was quite inquisitive. And she was one of those old women who knows everything about everyone, and she always eavesdrops and sticking her nose into business. One day I was walking to school and she grabbed me by the arm and in hushed tones she said she had something to tell me. She wanted to talk about the family who moved into the house at the end of the street. You don't want to mess with them, she told me. They're not good people. I've heard they're always moving and never stay anywhere for long. And the daughter of theirs, did you know she's adopted? Right. And she's not even right in the head. She's not even right in the head either. I've heard rumours that she's the offspring of the devil, and that doll she carries around is not a doll at all, but the demon made her in her image. A demon made her in her image. I just rolled my eyes and walked away, dismissing the idle gossip of a crazy old woman. But how silly I was. How I wish I'd listened to the warnings of the crazy old woman. A few days later, there was a knock on our front door. When I answered it, a young woman was standing there. She was the mother of the little girl with the doll. She said, "Hello," she said. "I am your neighbour, and I'd like to ask you a favour." "Sure," I replied. "What is it?" Something unexpectedly came up, and she said, "I have to go on an errand, and my husband doesn't get home and work until later. I'll only be gone for a few hours, but I need someone to look after my daughter while I'm away. I know it's short notice, but would you take care of her?" "Of course," I said. "What's your daughter's name?" "Lisa," the mother replied. "We need to leave now, so if you don't mind." Sure. I followed the
Guys,
the woman
I've got
to
a
her
story.
house and I waited while she rushed upstairs. Then she returned, leading the girl by the hand. As soon as I saw her, I was taken aback. There was something wrong with her. Her eyes were completely black, like of a shark.
She's that girl
and
who
she
hides
was
in
still
closet and scares
clutching
everyone.
the wretched doll in her arms. I don't know what it is about the doll that creeped me out so much. Perhaps it was the way it looked so much like the little girl.
Guys, I've got a story.
Like the little girl was just
Look at him, that's a bush up there. That's a bush. He's a bush.
Before I had a chance to go to back out, the mother said goodbye and then got into the car and drove away without a word. Little Lisa reached up and took me by the hand. Her skin was ice cold to the touch, and it sent a shiver down my spine. "Play with me," she said. We went upstairs into her bedroom. As soon as I closed the door, I began to feel uneasy. I could detect a strange, unpleasant smell in the room, but I couldn't figure out what it was or where it was coming from. I played with Lisa for about 30 minutes. Then I began to feel tightness in my chest. I broke out into a cold sweat and my stomach was turning. Yeah, I felt like I was going to vomit. "I have to go," I gasped. All of a sudden, Lisa scrambled to the feet and cried out, "No, you're going to play with me forever, and we'll play all the time." She stared at me with those cold black eyes, and I felt like I was going to faint. I was frightened and wanted to get out of the room, but when I tried to open the door, the handle wouldn't turn. It began rattling. I began rattling it and pulling on it, but there was no use. I ran to the window, tried to open it, but wouldn't budge. No matter what I tried, I couldn't open it. Then I remembered the warning of the old woman and cursed myself for not listening to her. I was trembling with fear, but I decided to recite a prayer. Our Father art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. As soon as I uttered those words, the little girl let out an ear-splitting screech. She screamed so loud that I thought I would go deaf. And I had to clasp my hands over my ears. But I never stopped reciting the play. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on heaven's earth. On earth is it in heaven. The girl dropped the doll and it fell to the floor. All of a sudden it came up to life and came at me, gashing its teeth and scratching it with its clawed hands like a feral animal. I tried to kick it away, but it jumped at my neck and tried to tear up my throat. I fell backwards on the bed.
Go back a bit, go back.
What?
Go back a bit, because I wasn't here.
He left where the doll was, where she dropped the doll, wasn't it? It was where she dropped the doll.
Shut up.
Just shut up.
Oh, okay, 1 minute.
3 people left.
Where was it, Josh, when you left?
I don't know, like a 10 seconds.
Brooklyn.
1 minute.
Should we start from where she dropped the doll?
Yeah, okay. The girl dropped the doll and it fell to the floor. All of a sudden, it came to life and came at me, gushing its teeth and scratching with its clawed hands like a feral animal. I tried to kick it anyway, but it jumped at my neck and tried to tear my throat out. I fell backwards on the bed, desperately trying to fight off the doll. It was a trembling struggle, terrible struggle, but the doll was thrashing back and forth, scraping me and tearing at my clothes. Every time its hand got around my neck, it started to throttle me. Eventually, I got the upper hand. I grabbed it by the legs, swung it with all my might, smashing its head against the wall. Its head hit the wall so hard that it left a dent in the plaster. A crack split the doll's face in two, and black smoke began to pour out. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespass, as we forgive those who trespass against us. The doll lay on the floor, shaking and wriggling, flopping back and forth like a dying fish. The doll's head split wider, and smoke billowing out of it grew thicker and thicker. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Amen. When I finished repeating the prayer, Lisa was laying in the middle of the room, unconscious. The doll was little more than a steam pile of molten plastic, hissing and bubbling on the carpet. Then Lisa's mother came home. She ran upstairs, burst into the room, demanding to know what had happened. I tried to explain, but I couldn't get the words out. I threw up all over the floor. When Lisa regained consciousness, she said that she remembered nothing at all. I looked at her eyes, the blackness was gone, and now they were a bright, vibrant shade of blue. 3 years later, when she was only 9 years old, Lisa suddenly died. She drank an entire bottle. She drank an entire bottle of bleach, and it corroded her inside. She died in a tremendous pain, screaming and crying in agony as her organs slowly broke down and dissolved. But the doctors ruled it an accident. But everyone suspected she had taken her own life. Her parents were devastated. Nobody could explain why the girl, so young, would do such a thing. A week after the funeral, her mother and her father moved out of the house. It held to many bad memories as they were going through Lisa's bedroom and packing up her belongings. He found something glued to the back of her mirror. It was a photo of Lisa and the doll, and on the other side, written in a child's scrawl, was a message. She has returned to us. For those who answer our call will be damned forever.
Is that the end of that story,
Hey,
Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Right, I've got one.
I've got one. For quite a while.
I've got one. Right.
Oh look, I've got a viewer. Hey.
You're at home. She's home alone, and she hears on the news about a profile of a murderer who is on the loose. She looks out the sliding glass doors to her back garden, and she notices a man standing out in the snow. He fits the profile of the murderer exactly, and he's smiling at her. She gulps, picking up her phone too. She and dialing 911. You look back out the glass. She presses the phone to her ear and notices he's much closer to her now. Then she drops the phone in shock. There are no footprints in the snow. It's his reflection.
What?
It's his reflection.
Oh damn, he's right behind her!
Yep. Oh my god.
Damn, that's really short, but really bloody scary.
Brooklyn, now we know how we feel when you're bloody telling us a story.
Better run, children!
This is a very short story. Guys.
Bye, friends.
Face. Two people are fighting each other.
Okay, here's one.
Josh, are you still alive?
Josh is getting the win.
Okay. A father is laying in bed after just waking up. He grabs the baby monitor and walks to his desk in the office at home. He has his baby. Oh wow. Okay. A young boy is sleeping in his bed on a usual night. He hears footsteps outside his door and peeks out of his eyes to see what is happening. His door swings open quietly to reveal a murderer carrying the corpse of his parents. After suddenly popping them up on a chair, he writes something on the wall in blood of the dead bodies, then he hides under the child's bed. The child is scared beyond belief. He can't read the writing on the wall, and he knows the man is under the bed like any child. He pretends that he sleeps through the whole night and hasn't awoken yet. He lays still as the bodies quietly hearing breathes from under his bed. An hour passes and his eyes are adjusting more and more to the darkness. He tries to make out the words, but it's a struggle. He gasps when he finally makes out the sentence, "I know you're awake," and he feels something shift under his bed.
Guys.
Was that creepy?
Right, I woke to the sound of a baby monitor crackling with a voice comforting my firstborn as I adjust to a new position. My arm brushed against my wife sleeping next to me.
No, you lost. I am watching you. Firefly's watching your stream.
Yeah, no.
Okay. His
Mommy
brother.
told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise.
Watching it.
It was a sound, it sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. So I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy. Then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mummy told me never to go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better. So I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making a puppy noise, or why he had no hands or feet.
Run the park before a boy. Fucking park.
A man leaves his house every morning to walk
Shall I kick
to work
Fireboy?
and passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning, the patients are out in the yard and he can hear them saying in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day, he gets curious and looks through the hole in the fence. Suddenly, a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye.
They hear him sing. They hear
himself.
Then they hear him sing. Don't stop believing.
Right. Who is this Fireboy kid? Okay, I'll leave him. Anyway, guys, I've got a story. Guys. I've got a story.
I know, Fireboy. No,
guys,
you lost. I'm watching.
Guys, this father said to his daughter, right? Don't be scared of monsters, just look for them. Look to your left, look to your right, under your bed, behind the dresser, in the closet, but never look up. She hates being seen.
As soon as you said that, I was literally looking everywhere. I'm coming up in this corner.
Why?
I just looked straight up when you said that and all.
Oi, listen to Brooklyn's stories. They're worse. They're more scary.
I know, I heard it. I can actually have
Brooklyn, get the creepiest story ever on the internet.
Yeah, get like the most creepiest story.
Boys.
Oi guys, the thing is, yeah, it's creepy for me because I'm upstairs in my bedroom all on my own, right? And it's pitch black outside. And we're just saying creepy stories. Alright, well my brother's downstairs. I don't know where my brother, my brother's in the toilet, I think. My dad's downstairs.
I was having a pleasant dream when I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like a hammering woke me. After that, I could barely
I've already read that one myself.
I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin of my own screams.
Yeah, that's it. That is the whole thing. That is literally the whole thing.
That's creepy, isn't it?
Yeah.
This boy. No, basically the short version of the story was this boy was. Yeah.
Brooklyn, just kill yourself in the game. Don't play, just keep on telling us stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you like where?
Go on, you prick.
Yeah?
I'm telling Dad.
I can't move, breathe or speak or hear. It's so dark all the time. If I knew it would be this lonely, I would have been cremated instead.
Bro, I'm not your fucking stories are.
Did you just say cremated, Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Cremated.
It's cremated, by the way. It's cremated.
Why is there only snowball launchers in RPGs?
Because it's called high explosive, pal.
Is it like a new game mode or something?
Have you not realised it? It's called high explosive.
Check that room downstairs.
Yeah, I know.
So the rumours were true. They did remove 50v50.
I'm gonna creep behind you.
I've got a legendary RPG. I don't care what you think, Archie. If you think they're scary or not, I like listening to stories. So shut up. Oh Jesus, that got close.
Can't bring people and say no, he ain't coming until like tomorrow morning.
Brennan told me to tell you, say no. He's not coming down till tomorrow morning, so.
He might be on later.
He said he might be on later, but.
Later. Like, after midnight.
You gotta wait.
We have that,
She's there. She's here.
I just killed myself.
Why, Brooklyn, why?
Where's apart by the way, can I? Epic RPG.
Take the RPG.
No, I don't need it because
There's a
I've.
picture in my...
What? I don't need the
guys,
RPG. I don't need the
There was a
RPG.
picture...
I've got
in my phone
I've got a legendary
of
one.
me sleeping, but I live alone.
What the flip?
Oh, I hate it. I'm never gonna live
Oh,
in my
Brooklyn,
own.
listen to this, right? This is good. Right, so there was this woman, yeah, and she got given a phone off this man, right? And he said to her, right? So he said to her, take as many pictures of this phone, right? And she took pictures, right? And every time she took a picture, she read on the news, right? And it had a picture on the news of the person, yeah? And every picture she had on that phone, she looked at, right? And it was there, that person who died that day, right? And then he said, and then the next day she met him and he took the phone back off her, right? And she realised that was a phone that when you took pictures on it, it instant killed them, right? So he said to her, do me one last favour, otherwise I'll take a picture of you and your dog, right? And then he took a picture and sent it to Josh. Can I have that, please? Anyway, so he took a picture.
I need to make it.
He took a picture, right?
Because you didn't make it when you don't need it.
Yeah, he does. Look at his elf, you idiot.
You're the war.
Right. So he took a picture of her dog and said, right. And then the next day she said, "What the hell has happened? Why is my dog dead?"
Get it.
Stop the bully live stream.
I got a creepypasta compilation that lasts for 5
And
hours.
you're shouting.
Right, Mum's got work.
Shouting.
Mum's got work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I'm not even shouting, it's him. Shouting to Brooklyn and Josh.
You're shouting at me.
I'm telling you not to shout.